Good morning and welcome to AGORACOM Small Cap Stock News. I'm your host, Alan Barry Labucan. I'm also the Chief Market Commentator for AGORACOM. Every morning I go through a bunch of press releases and I find the ones that stand out to me. I talk about what in that news impressed me and also what I see in their stock charts. Each day we try to make the show about a 10-minute time frame. Got 6 or 7 companies to talk about today, so we're going to get right to it. The first company up today is Timmins Gold. Timmins Gold announced their Q1 results, the first quarter of 2014, and they produced a record production of 35,684 ounces of gold equivalent. That was an increase of 24% over the same period last year. So they had very good numbers there. You can find all the details in that press release. I really like what I see as far as the production numbers look. Stock is up a nickel today to $1.53 on 558,000 shares traded hands. The stock has it bottomed in December and then was on a pretty good run from December till March, where it was making higher highs and higher lows. Then it came down and traded below a couple of the previous lows, so that's not very positive. But in the last few days, it looks like it's trying to trend upwards. You know, this could be a complex kind of sideways action or a possibility for a breakout to the upside. It's a tough one. I'm going to do some more homework on that before Friday's show. It is one I'm considering for the show. TMM is their stock symbol. They trade on Toronto. Next up is Copper Mountain Mining. Copper Mountain Mining achieved their first quarter, record first quarter copper production. They produced approximately 19.7 million pounds of copper, 6,500 ounces of gold, 98,000 ounces of silver. They generated an estimated 69.6 million in gross revenue. Much more details in the press release, and also they give you the conference call data in that press release, so that's a good one to attend if you want to do some more homework on the company. The market really liked the news. The stock is up 16 cents today, which is a 7.2% up move. They're trading at $2.38 on 989,000 shares traded so far today. The stock's been on a very good move since the November lows, and really since basically the start of February. It was trading down around $1.55 in February. Since then, it's been on a very good move. Stock's a little too, I think that I would be playing a little bit of catch up here or chasing it a bit, and I don't do that. But Copper Mountain is a good, solid copper producing company, a young, new producer, and a company you want to do your homework on. If you find any weakness in the stock, I think it would be a good one to take a look at. CUM is their stock symbol. They trade on Toronto. Next up is Quest Rare Minerals. Quest Rare Minerals announced a preliminary economic assessment on their Strange Lake rare earth project. The capital cost of approximately 1.3 billion with a pre-tax IRR, internal rate of return at 20.1%. Man, mines these days are getting expensive to build. You know, now you're looking at over 1.5 billion, and for a rare earth project. But the numbers look pretty solid. I think you want to do some homework on Quest Rare Minerals if you're in the interested in the rare earth minerals space. The stock is up 3 cents today. That's a 6% up move to 53 cents on 40,000 shares traded hands. Just pulling up the chart now, and this one's it's been kind of going sideways since the beginning of the year. It had a little bit of a run in early March, but basically gave back that run and is back into the price around the sideways action. Tough one to call on this stock. You know, I'll have to do some more homework on that one. QRM is their stock symbol, and they trade on Toronto. Next up is Goldeye Exploration. Goldeye Exploration had some very interesting drill results from their project. They had 9.35 grams per ton gold over 4.51 meters, including 110 grams per ton gold over 1/3 of a meter, and 19.9 grams of gold over 1/3 of a meter as well. They had other drill holes in there that looked quite interesting, 3.85 meters at 10 grams. You know, take a look at those drill results. They look pretty interesting to me. I like what I see there. Just going to pull up the stock chart now. Our stock, it's flat today, no trades, last at 13 cents. Going to look at the stock chart now, and yeah, you know, for a light trading stock, the chart has been looking a lot better since the beginning of the year. Made the lows in late December there, and then has done pretty well. Now, when I say pretty well, I'm talking about a stock going from 7.5 cents to 18, 19 cents. That's a very good move if you can catch the bottom and the top, but you couldn't do it on very much volume. So that makes it tricky. Goldeye Exploration stock symbol is GGY, and they trade on the Venture Exchange. Next up is Clifton Star Resources. Clifton Star Resources announced a positive pre-feasibility study on their Dupaquet project. I've been following this one for quite some time now. They've had a lot of good results from Dupaquet in their drilling in the past. They did a 10,000 ton per day. The pre-feasibility study was based on 10,000 tons per day open pit mining project, producing an average of 173,000 ounces per year for the first 5 years, average of 158,000 ounces per year over 11 years. Proven and probable reserves total 39 million tons at 1.5 grams, so that works out to 1.7 million ounces. The capital expenditures are estimated to be on the pre-production capital cost 394 million, sustaining cost 118 million. So some interesting numbers there. The stock is down 5.5 cents today to 28 cents, down 16.4% on 70,000 shares traded. Not trading a lot, but it doesn't look like the market's overly excited about that pre-feasibility study. It's had a good run from the December lows until February. It seems to be a bit broken since then, but now that it's pulled back, it's pulling back on low volume, which is often an indicator to me that the trend, whichever way it's moving, is kind of drying up. So it's been negative, and now it's drying up. So I think we'll take a strong look at that one for the Friday Best of the Best in Weekly Stock Picks show. CFO is their stock symbol, and they trade on Toronto. And the final company today is Endeavour Silver. Endeavour Silver announced that they produced 1.898 million ounces of silver and 18,000 ounces of gold in the first quarter of 2014. This came from their Guanacevi mine in Durango State, Mexico, Bolañitos and El Cubo mines in Guanajuato State. They go over the various different numbers from that press release. And I think they've got a pretty low cost production there. You'll have to look at that in the data, but this is a very good silver producer with a good pipeline of projects in production and in the pipeline. The stock's down 3 cents today to $4.85 on 97,000 shares traded hands. Just looking at the stock, and it had a explosive move from the December lows when it was trading at about $3.40, and that was at the end of December. By the end of February, they were up to $6.60. Since then, they've given back a fair amount of those gains, but they've also held on to a good amount of those gains, and they are now trading at what formerly was a bit of a resistance level. I think that there's a chance that this could be the support level and a basing point to move up from. This is one I think we'll be talking about on the Friday show, the best of the best in weekly stock picks. Looks pretty good. EDR is their stock symbol. They trade on Toronto. So that's a wrap on the news for today. As always, before making any investment decisions, it's important for you to do your homework and speak with your financial advisors. We do the Monday through Thursday, we do the news show on a daily basis, and also on at the end of the week, we do a best of the best in weekly stock picks. You can find all those shows on agoracom.com. On blog.agoracom.com, or on my website at alanberryreports.com. On that note, you have a great day, and we will talk to you tomorrow.